What's up guys, this is Eddie, welcome to the new video, iEddy DPS, let's go. So I did the iEddy DPS video like I think a year ago or maybe 2 years ago, but right now it's all about quick damage because precision is on the top and everybody's trying precision, but might needs quick damage to keep up with precision. So here we are, we're gonna start with AoE range loadout. I know there are a lot of videos nowadays with iEddy DPS, but nobody covers AoE range. I don't know why, but here we are. So we're gonna focus on might because this is a might based loadout. So my might right now is 158,266, which is basically unbuffed without any kind of sorters or any trinket. My CR is 378 and this is my gear. So we are going to look at the gear mods first. We are using Blast Adapter 5 for weapon, Supercharged Ice Elemental 3 for head socket, Escalating Might 5 for neck, Berserker for back, Penetrating Strikes for chest, Restorative Wintry Tempest for legs, maximum damage for hands, and dashing combos for feet. Now dashing combos is based on super speed, so if you're not super speed, forget about it, but I would suggest you go super speed because it is awesome, to be honest, and you have some extra abilities to put it in your DPS loadouts, especially for precision and also for melee DPSing. So that's why we're using dashing combos. Now looking at the artifacts, I'm using Strategist card, Transformation card, and Solar Amplifier. Now Transformation card and Strategist card, they really go well together. So if you have them ranked at 200, make sure you're running them together. They just really go well together. So the Transformation card basically gives you 3% might and also gives you 20% critical chance and 30% critical magnitude. So really important artifact. While Strategist card will give you 4% might and it will apply a damage over time for like 8 seconds. That's called tactical advantage. And if you have it at 200 rank, it will give you tactical advantage, like double the proc chance of tactical advantage and increase the potency of tactical advantage by 30%. So you can see this white numbers going on, damage over time, that's the Strategist card proccing. So the third one is Solar Amplifier, which is basically for your heat vision, and we're going to use heat vision in our loadout. So the heat vision is basically, without Solar Amplifier, is a single target power, but when you use it with Solar Amplifier, it turns into an AoE because it says right there, your eye beams overheat and explode, damaging enemies near your target and burn enemies near your target. So basically you will get some damage over time, you will get some burst damage out of heat vision, and also it gives you 10% eye beam damage with 5% extra might. So as you can see, my Solar Amplifier is right now at 165. If you want, you can get it up to 200. It's not a problem because it will basically just install an empowered channeling tactical mod. So if you get countered, you won't cancel, you won't get out of the heat vision. But to be honest, we are going to be staying range most of the time. There are mostly tanks running in the group, so you do not need that. So why waste extra money? So now let's go and take a look at the skill points allocation. So for weapons, I'm using rifle, as you can see, because I love the grenade, and it's the only weapon which can do, when we do tap range attack, it will hit all the enemies. So AoE basically damage. So that's why we're using rifle. Under super speed, flight, acrobat, you're gonna get this, and so you can move faster, and then you're gonna go all the way down here. If you have extra skill points only, then you get these 5. This will just give you some in case resistance and impulse resistance and give you some extra power. If you don't have extra skill points, forget about this, just unlock the super speed or flight thingy. Under iconic powers, we're going to use Robot Sidekick, New Venom Boost, and Heat Vision. And under stat points, we're going to go for super powered, so we can get our extra power back. Power regeneration is also 25% more, 10% extra might, so make sure you get that. Then critical attack chance and critical attack damage, we need that for our crits. And then put everything in might and power because this is a might based loadout. Then if you have extra skill points, put everything in precision because we need that rifle to hit as much as possible. So now let's go and check out the loadout. So here we are, here's the loadout. Now I know most of the people nowadays like to use this power right over here, this freezing breath, but why use it when you can just do this? So here's my loadout. So Wintry Tempest, basically AoE damage, inflicts frostbite, that's the power interaction, and the cooldown time is 12 seconds. Works really cool. So you just, you know, pop this, and then you go for amplified heat vision. So amplified because we are using solar amplifier. When you pop this, it's a channeling power. It will do some burst damage, it will do some damage over time. It will burn any enemies, you know, near your target as well. Then avalanche is also channeling power, also vulnerable to interrupt, but really awesome damage, really, you know, cool going burst damage going on with it's gonna hit everybody in your range. Number 4 is Snowball. I don't know why people are sleeping on this. Snowball is a burst damage and it's spammable because the cooldown time is only 0.5 seconds, the power cost is low, and the frostbitten enemies take additional damage. So if you are just hitting Snowball while your enemies are frostbitten, you know, from Wintry Tempest, and you use this, it's gonna crit for like around 30k to 40k. If you're buffed, it can go up to 100k to 200k just with Snowball, which is really weird because I don't know it can do that. Now you can also use Ice Boulder, but this is 300 power cost and the cooldown time is 3 seconds, right? So you can't spam it, and the power cost is really high. So if you do this, this one is gonna crit for 40k, this one is gonna crit for 30k. So, but if you spam this, so 30 is 90k, you can't spam this. So 90k plus 40k basically, you know, see what I'm saying? So yeah, number 5 is Robot Sidekick. It's basically your pet. It's gonna assist you in battle, do some extra damage, and that's about it. Number 6 is Ice Elemental. This is your supercharge. It's gonna increase your damage output by 60% when you pop it. So when you use this, it's gonna turn you into this ice giant. So, and when you do this, it's going to change your loadout. So we're going to go here and you can see the loadout. The loadout is still the same. Everything is same. It's just going to put it over here. So everything is still same, right? But the only thing we're using under the Ice Elemental is New Venom Boost. Now it's also 5000 supercharged. Some people will argue about it that it does not stack really well with Ice Elemental, but that's not really the case. So you get 40% damage bonus from this one, you get 60% damage bonus from Ice Elemental. So when you pop that and then you pop this, it's total 10,000 supercharge. So all your supercharge is gone. So only use it when there's an EOEG healer, you know, in your group. You can use that, and when you have extra supercharge. So the thing is, it does stack. So let's say you are doing 40k from Snowball, you pop Ice Elemental, it's gonna go up to like around 80k, and when you pop New Venom Boost, it's gonna go up to 100k, right? So check it out yourself. You can see it actually. But in case you don't want to use New Venom Boost, you can always use Blizzard. It's an AoE supercharge and works really well as well. So you can put this over here and use that. So this is my basically loadout. Let's go. K, 156k, 61, and then it goes to 192k, almost 2 million damage, then 171, 160k, and then again 187k. The thing is, these numbers are basically when the strat procs. So whenever the strategist card procs, the number goes up. But you can see this loadout is still like anything above 160k is actually really cool, really good damage. And even with, you know, precision going on with brawling into martial arts, you can go up to 180k, 220k easily. But keep in mind, this damage is basically totally unbuffed damage. There are no supercharges, there is no troll buffing you up or debuffing the bosses. So, and there is no, you know, sodas involved. But when you are totally buffed, this gonna go up and easily 240 to 300k with this loadout. So ice is, I know ice is lacking in the AoE damage, but this is still really good. Try it out, especially in the bosses when there are like multiple bosses and they are there for a long period of time, so they're not gonna die really quickly like ads. This loadout really works. Like, you know, the source wall first 2 bosses, awesome. So here we are. Now let's go take a look at the single target. Alright, so here we are with the single target loadout. Smite is still the same, my CR is still the same, everything else is same. The base mods are same, and even the artifacts are the same. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go quickly and take a look at the skill points allocation. Under weapons, I'm using dual wield because weapon tap attack, you can use any weapon you want, doesn't matter. And then under super speed, same thing, get this, and then if you have extra skill points, get these. Under iconic powers, we're gonna get robot sidekick, neo venom boost, and heat vision. Under stat points, same thing as before, superpowered, critical attack chance, critical attack damage, put everything in might and power, and then if you have extra skill points, put everything in precision. So quickly take a look at the loadout. Now, same as before, people, I don't know why, are sleeping on this and like to use, freezing breath. I don't like to use freezing breath. You have to jump cancel it and blah blah blah, but this is simple. 1 2 3 4 3 2 2 3 4 3 2 2 3 4 3 2 loadout. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pop Wintry Tempest, same as before, AoE damage and inflicts frostbite. Number 2 is amplified heat vision, burns enemies and damage over time, and also does the burst attack. Number 3, which people are sleeping on, is the Frost Snipe. Now I know Frost Snipe is basically a tank power. Mostly people use it for single taunt and single target taunts. Just try to use it in the single target loadout. When you are buffed, it goes up to 350k for Frost Snipe when it crits. If you are buffed and it does not crit, it still easily do 100ks from Frost Snipe, and it's also spammable. Power cost is really low. Number 4 is a finisher. It does basically damage over time and it's a channeling power, but if your target is below 35% health, it will do some extra damage. So awesome power. Number 5 is robot sidekick, same as before. Number 6 is ice elemental, again increases damage output by 60%. So when you are inside ice elemental, the loadout remains the same. And same thing, I like to use neo venom boost. You can use deep freeze instead of that. You can use freeze ray, but it's up to you. Just don't go for the channeling one. I forgot which one is the channeling one, but anyways, don't go for that one. Try to use neo venom boost. Trust me, it does stack and the damage is insane. 350k is basically buffed with both supercharges popped up, and it can easily hit 350k with this, and then these goes to like 100ks per tick, so 150ks per tick sometimes. So try it out. So here is my loadout. Now let's go take a look at the rotation and the started with 97k, went up to 102k, 88k, 93k, and then went up to 110k for single target loadout, which is awesome, which is not bad for ice. I didn't know ice had this kind of single target damage, but it's actually pretty good. And this is fast. This is not slow like freezing breath or other powers people are using. You can totally go with this. Now, one thing I would like to mention is, let's say you are in a situation where you want to use, where there's a boss, but boss goes away, ads come out, and like I'm talking about source wall, 4th boss or 5th boss, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna replace robot sidekick with avalanche, right? This is your AoE burst and damage over time, basically damage, and you're gonna do the same under your, where is the avalanche, there we go. You're gonna do the same under ice elemental basically. So now when the boss is out, you can just go 1 2 3 4 3 2 2 3 4 3 2 3 4, right? You keep going like that. When the boss goes away, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pop 1 2 and 5, right? In between, if you have extra something like extra time and the power is on cooldown, which is gonna be like only 1 second or something, you can spam Frost Snipe or something like that. But still, it's awesome. You have like 3 AoE powers and then 2 single target powers. Actually, considering this again, 3 3 single target powers. So this is my single target loadout. Try it out. I'm telling you, numbers are awesome and works better than freezing breath and other powers. So try it out. Now we're gonna go for melee ice DPS. Alright, here we are for melee ice DPS. Now as you can see, my might is lower than before. That is because I'm using the third artifact is scrap for this one. Combat rating is same, transformation card, strategist card, same thing, the gear is same, mods are same, and I'm using rifle for this one. You can use any weapon you want because we're gonna be in melee range, but still rifle grenade is awesome. So what you're gonna do is, actually let's go and check out the skill points allocation first. So under weapons we are using same one, only this one. Under super speed we are using speed force, vortex trap, you know, and then get just this one, but we need to unlock whirling dervish. This is really important for this loadout. So if you're not super speed, forget about melee. You can just literally spam the range loadout and you can still do pretty awesome damage. But if you stick around and check out the damage by melee, it's gonna change your mind. You will switch to, you know, super speed. So anyway, so iconic powers, we're gonna use robot sidekick, new venom boost, and under stat points same as before, super powered, critical attack chance, critical attack damage, might and power, and then put everything in precision. Or you can go for health because you're gonna be up close with the boss in the ads. So if you want, you can go with that, but it's the same thing. With a good healer you're not gonna die, and you'll see in a minute why I say that. So now loadout, here is the loadout. I know it's different than other people. Trust me, this is awesome. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna pop Wintry Tempest, AoE damage, you know, damage over time, and inflicts frostbite. Number 2 is Bitter Wings. It creates an aura around you of ice, and the frostbitten damage takes additional damage, and it's also damage over time. So we have 2 damage over time going on. Number 3 is Whirling Dervish. It's gonna spin you like a maniac, and you can do, you know, damage over time, and it's really good, like does around sometimes like 10,000 20,000 damage per tick. Number 4 is Frost Slam. It's also 360 damage, but it's burst damage, only 1 tick. And number 5 is Snowball, also 360 damage, burst damage, and frostbitten enemies take additional damage. This loadout is simply 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5. Basically that's it. And as you can see, I'm not even using Ice Elemental in this. Ice Elemental is 60%, new venom boost is 40% damage bonus. I know that, but the reason I'm not using that is because with Ice Elemental, it basically puts you in this animation, and sometimes you get stuck in that animation. You can try to cancel it out, but sometimes you get stuck and that animation is too long and you can die a lot. So to save that, we are using new venom boost. So you're gonna pop this and you're good to go. Now one more thing, I'm using scrap right now. As you can see, you can also change it to any other. I'm still leveling up Quizlet, so I will 100% recommend you go with Quizlet with melee loadout. You can also use it in AoE range loadout, just replace strat with Quizlet. But yeah, that's about it. I'm using scrap because it generates my supercharge really quickly and also give me some supercharge back whenever I use it, so I can pop my supercharge again and again. Also, since we are gonna be right next to the tank in the raid, there's not gonna be any EOG healer feeding you unless the tank is running, you know, EOG. So there's that. So you're on your own. But yeah, the damage is there. You're gonna see in a minute, and trust me, you're gonna want to switch to super speed. So let's go to sparring target and see. Okay, so there you have it. That's what I was talking about. So we started with 151k, that's fine. It went to 2 million, right? 200,000 damage per second, and then it went to 213,000 damage per second, and as you can see, 244,000, 2.4 million damage under 10 seconds. Come on guys, like like seriously. So as you can see, the 2.4 and 1.9, they both have same crits, basically 45.4%, 45.5%, but at 2.4 the stat kicked in, so you have some extra hits there. That's why we have more damage. So still 188, 195. Like, come on, awesome damage from melee. And it's gonna be hard in raids like TSW because the bosses run away, but still you can keep it up. As you can see right here, the damage is amazing and you can still keep it up. Okay, so before I end this video, one more thing: always buff yourself up. Use nitro sodas, use compound, use your supply drops for extra damage, use henchmen, trinkets, and you know, orbitals and everything. Go all out. It's your job to kill stuff faster. If people are saying, I know I'm just a normal DPS, dude, the thing is, I know you're here to enjoy the game, but don't ruin the experience for other people. So do your best, make sure you have the right mods, you have the right augments, you have the right everything, and that's about it basically. And also, if you're up for artifact swapping, you can always use EOG right before popping your ice elemental supercharge. So in some cases you can replace solar amplifier with EOG, or you can replace strat with EOG, so it's up to you. Also in melee you can replace scrap with Quizlet, as I said before, and that's about it. So this is my ice loadout. I hope you guys like it. Try it out. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.